Saturday that you would handle the next time better? What did you do in the interim, and why did you handle it differently?
Dave, I'm not sure that I handled some of the things better. And I caught some breaks. Just so many. Oh, and I hate to beat a dead horse just over and over, but we've got something on, and Jalen, who we're running it for, doesn't get the call, so now we're at 16 and we have a dead possession. I think that was in the first overtime. I didn't want to call a timeout on the possession that won the game. I don't like to do that, all right? I've always thought that kids, not intentionally, but can get a little selfish if you let it play out. If you call a timeout, they can change defenses. They can take the ball out of Beatty's hands, which I don't want. But I want them to play, and Landers is dribbling the ball right at me to call a timeout and said, play, tie score. And the natural instinct for most young people is they get closer to the person they're guarding. They don't want their man to score. Landers made exactly the right play. Unlike Saturday, when he knows it, I know it, he didn't make the right play. He's a really good player. He learned from his mistake. He drove it as far as he could drive it. He gave the ball to Tyrese Radford, and he got it in his left hand and got all the way to the rim, and got it home for a nice win. I tip my cap to Coach Williams, and they played well. We have no other choice than to guard them the way we guard them. I would be pulling young people out of the student section over there, as they would foul us out so quickly with Baycote and Garrison. They scored 28 points in the first half, or 26 in the first half in the paint. We did a much better job with that in the second 20 minutes and the 10-minute overtime. Probably talking too much. Enough's enough.
What did you do defensively?
Mark had an assistant coach at about the 7-minute mark to do what we've done all year, and that was to double the post. And in doing so, as good as Garrison is, there are a lot of post players that don't like that. They're uncomfortable with it. And he walked once. He ran right into Wabisa, and he traveled with it. Now you're not quite as aggressive with it, and he's catching the ball now 3-4 steps off the lane line and out of his sweet spot, out of his comfort zone. Now, all right, we do something different, and he's got to take 2 dribbles, 3 dribbles, to get in there. We're managing a lot of things. John is fouling incessantly, trying to get PJ off the floor some, and trying to manage those fouls with that kid. Those 2 foul shots that he made for us. He's been such a valuable member of our team. Proud of all of them.
Beatty and Radford have not been big scoring guys for you. Obviously,
can't live without them though. But you're right.
In terms of the fact that they pick and choose their moments, what kind of maturity does that show?
Well, I mean that's just team players, Mike. Just guys that. What's in it for the team? What's in it for the team? It's not about me. It's about the Hokies. I'll tell you what now. There's so many plays in that game. Wabisa nails a major 3 opposite our bench in one of the overtimes. Just another example of their value. And I might add, Naheem was playing really well. So Tyrese, typically playing 30, played only 20 tonight. But when his number was called, he went in for a defensive possession. When his number was called, he was ready. He hadn't checked out mentally, physically. He was ready to play. Again, got that ball to the basket.
Like lots of guys in a game like this make big plays. PJ making those 2 free throws.
Huge. He missed 2 big ones against Syracuse.
Landers, you expect that from, and then how much is your team growing up? They're young, but how much are they growing up with these kind of?
I hope they're growing up. Their coach is growing older by the game. They're driving me crazy in a great way. They're awesome. They're just great to coach. But you know what? We can say it, and some of it's true. We are, what are we overall? 14-5. We've played a lot of ball now. All right, we're not new to this. Jalen Cone, Naheem, those guys have played a lot of college basketball, and we've seen a number of plays. We will have an opportunity to go back and look at some of this and, improve on some things, but not much. We got Boston College in less than 72 hours. I do think our team is growing in a number of areas, to be frank.
Holding them to 6 offensive rebounds had to have been really key.
Yeah, that's all we talked about. That's it. If we rebound the ball on the defensive end, we're going to win. Say that a lot. But with this team, with Baycoat and Garrison, Pierce, played well for them tonight. Leaky Black is along, and they all play tech goes the offensive glass. Such a big concern. Our team did a really nice job in that regard. They did. They really did.
They did not have.
You mentioned a lot of big plays tonight. What about Nolly getting his own offensive rebound? Missed the shot, gets the rebound in the second overtime, gets it to Peter, kicks it to Arlene in the corner.
Right in front of our bench. Just a hustle play. He's about the right stuff, and that thing Saturday really, really stuck with him and bothered him. That's fighting. That's fighting for, those guys on the floor with you, those guys on the bench to do everything that he can. That was a huge play. What a great shot from Naheem. But Landers he didn't shoot the ball great, but man, did he make a lot of really intelligent basketball plays, and those are the plays that we've come to expect from him.
They did not have a fast break point or a second.
Well, Mike, don't. They didn't. They're not playing with Cole Anthony. They're not playing with Phil Ford. They're not playing with, that kind of point guard. All right, Leaky is a small forward or two guard. I don't know what he is. So they don't have that part of it, and I may be wrong. I don't. They're more of a half-court team with the two bigs and so on. What was the other one? No transition points and no.
Fast break and no second chance. I'm just curious.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Very not Roy Williams basketball. Do you feel for him a little bit with?
No. No. You know what, Coach doing it a long time. I don't feel for Coach. And I think the absolute world of Coach. I mean, he's the best, and he has been so good to me. But I hate it for his team. To lose, Cole that drives me crazy. It drives me crazy to see young people hurt. And then Brandon, who I've known since he was a little fella, know his dad, Frank Robinson, down in Atlanta very, very well, for all that. But Coach doesn't need my sympathy. He's a Hall of Famer. He's won a gazillion games, more games than I'll ever win, and they're going to be fine. That's the Tar Heels over there. They'll be just fine.
Mike, you came back at Syracuse. You came back down 12 in the second half in this game. Does this team just have a mindset that the players just kind of not get down when they're down in the game? They just have a belief that
Yeah, I was really worried about it, Mark, early on. A sign of a young team is, you get down, you get, a bat across the kneecaps, and, you want to withdraw instead of fighting and, hanging in there. But, boy, they're coming into their own. A great shine. That's a great sign of growth mentally, physically, to, the next play. The next play is the only thing that matters. NBA, next best action. And soft teams, weak teams don't respond that way. Tough teams do. So, yes, I am really, really proud of that. I do think that Wabisa and P.J. Horn have a lot to do with that response and their ability to pull people with them, during timeouts, on the floor, look one another in the eye and, hang in there, hang in there.
What about UNC defense made it tough shooting their size or what, how they defended?
I just didn't think we moved very well, but I'd be remiss not to credit them. Leakey's a big, long person, and I thought they had a good plan. I thought we missed some shots that we typically get down. Didn't think we were as smooth, certainly in the first half, and even through the first media timeout, maybe even the 12-minute mark of the second half, before we turned it loose and got rolling.
You said you're growing older by the day. Are those halftime deficits kind of one of the things that's challenging you?
Come to expect it. It's like we're down 6 all the time. We'll be fine. Those guys are giving us everything they've got in their body, and what are we now? 14-5 and 5-3 in the league. The only one that matters is that one at the end, and they understand that. I understand that. They're giving this program everything they've got, and I am so fortunate to have the opportunity to coach them. Thanks, everybody. Go ahead, David. Oh, man, he's a killer, isn't he? He's a killer. He turns a couple down every game. It's like, shoot the ball. Don't pass it. Every time he leaves the ground and shoots the ball, I know it's going in the basket. And when he misses, kind of scratch your head. He's doing great. Think about just the evolution of this team. It wasn't that long ago. He's playing 7-8 minutes a game, and his ability to score, and he's getting better. He's getting better defensively. 13 turned the corner on him, I think, in the second overtime and got all the way to the basket. I thought we were up 2. That irritated me to no end. But let me assure you this. When he's on the floor, you know exactly what you're going to get. Everything he's got in his heart and soul, and proud to have him in a Hokie uniform.
Coach, I know obviously you've beat North Carolina before while at Wofford, but how does this one feel?
Relief. I feel relieved to have won another ACC game on a night when North Carolina played a good ball game. They played a good ball game. We had to guard them as we guard them. Of course, Leakey's banging threes and Justin Pierce is banging threes, and it's the game. We couldn't have guarded it any differently with our size and compared to their size in there. Our team did exactly what we asked them to do, and but I am proud of their defensive rebounding and sticking to what we've done throughout to get us to this point. Thanks, everybody. Have a nice night.